Day 20 after the grid dropped. You're holed up alone in the perfect rural cabin. Solar panels humming, 3 years of food stocked into a fortress of rugged individualism. You haven't spoken to another human since the sirens. You're the ultimate lone wolf, like a Navy SEAL crossed with Bear Grylls. You're also about 48 hours from being dead, and the data knows it. You wake up to a fever that feels like fire in your bones. Appendix, probably, or kidney stones, or a tooth abscess you ignored for 2 years because lone wolves don't need dentists. You have morphine in your med kit, but no one to monitor your breathing or perform CPR when you stop doing it. You have antibiotics, but no one to force fluids when you start vomiting. No one to roll you over so you don't drown in your own excellence. In 72 hours, you'll be unconscious, then gone. Solitude just wrote your death certificate. This isn't a theory. The data is overwhelming, even if you think data is for sheep. During the siege of Bosnia, lone holdouts had a 78% mortality rate in the first winter. Groups of 4 or more in the same conditions, 19%. When Argentina's economy collapsed, soloists died 6 times faster. Katrina, Caracas, Syria, it's the same pattern every single time. Why? Because the human body is not designed for permanent solo operations, no matter what that guy with the podcast told you. Sleep fragmentation alone will kill you. You fall asleep on watch. Once. Just once, that's all it takes, champ. 4 teenagers with baseball bats are inside before you even open your eyes. You wake up zip-tied to your chair, watching them carry out the food you will never taste. Or it could be a quieter death. You slice your arm, you can't manage the blood loss and stitch the wound one-handed. You can't change the dressing every 4 hours while you sleep because, plot twist, you're unconscious. Gangrene sets in. You saw your own leg off with a hacksaw because there's no one to drive you out, no one to gently suggest that maybe this is a terrible plan. You bleed out screaming into an empty room. The fix isn't a Facebook group or a subreddit full of people who also think they're special. It's slow, deliberate, vetted, local alliances made right now, today, while people still have manners. 3 people minimum, 8 is ideal. Different ages, different skills, different body clocks, different people to tell you when you're being a complete moron. One sleeps while another watches. One cooks while another tends the garden. Redundancy isn't weakness. It's literally the only reason you might not die pathetically. You don't need to like them or agree with their politics. You just need to need them. And that's a good thing. The principle of mutually assured destruction works both ways. They know you can hurt them, you know they can hurt you, so nobody does. Mutually assured spite is humanity's great achievement. That is the only social contract that survives week 3 of a collapse. Lone wolf isn't strength, it's slow-motion suicide dressed in tactical nylon. Start today. Find 3 people within walking distance you can stand, not strangling for a year. Trade skills, share maps, agree on signals and boundaries now, while disagreement costs you an ego and internet points, not blood. Solo survivors don't die from bullets or starvation or those cinematic events you spent $5,000 preparing for. They die from biology and from simple bad luck that 2 extra sets of mediocre hands would have fixed in 30 seconds. So, be hard to kill, but don't be impossible to help when you're sobbing on the floor with a fever, begging for your mom.